As we always do, first and foremost, preparation.
Yeah.
How's it gone?
Yeah, the prep's gone well. It's been a good training camp, and I've got in some good rounds with some good sparring partners, so I'm feeling comfortable and a little bit more active. So I'm looking forward to the fight. I want to test myself and see how far I've come in training. And yeah, hopefully we get the victory, keep the title, and move on to the next one.
Talk to us about your last fight. You spent probably the longest you've spent in the ring before, cage, ring, anything. So, tell us about that experience.
Yeah, that was different. It was supposed to be a 10-rounder. It was changed to a 12-rounder on the night we found out, and it was a big mental test for me. Going 11 rounds isn't easy. It's a really difficult feat, but I enjoyed it. I loved the fact that I accomplished it, and I look forward to going 12 rounds one day. It could be the next fight. It might only be in a few fights' time, but at least now I know what to expect. That's the biggest thing.
Okay, so let's talk about Brandon. What's your thoughts on him?
I don't really know him too well as an individual or as a person. Stylistically, I've watched the fights, or a few of his fights a few times. Very rangy, he's got good movement, he's got a good jab, he's obviously got a big right hand, and we've got to be careful with him. He's got the experience and he's been in there quite a few times. He's had 11 professional fights with 10 wins. So he's no joke, and we've got to take him seriously.
They made a comment about your MMA background. Did you feel that maybe the manner in which they made that comment was slightly disrespectful?
No, I just think it's uneducated, not really disrespectful. They said that I hadn't accomplished anything in MMA. Anyone that knows anything about the sport of MMA knows that I was one of the top fighters in the country. I held the featherweight title for 2 years. I fought and beat the lightweight champion for no title fight. Like I said, just uneducated, and I don't know if it's my opponent or more his coach saying it, but there was always animosity between the different camps in the MMA circuit, and history might sort of repeat itself in a way, or they're trying to make that happen. I'm not the type of guy to go down that road. I'm here to compete, perform, and win.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw his last fight. He's coming off not one of his better performances, probably, as he would describe, probably an average performance. How much do you read into that?
Look, I also saw that there was a few circumstances that were maybe hampering his performance. The canvas was really slippery. A lot of the guys ended up taking their boots off to fight barefoot. So you don't really have the grip that you need. You can't move the way you want to move. You can't commit to the punches that you want to throw. But at the same time, he fought quite a messy fighter. He didn't allow for it to become a boxing match. I think it was more like a brawl. And I think the two of us will box.
What's the key element to you winning this fight?
I think it's just mental toughness. I've seen in a few fights, you can push some guys and they'll break, and you can push some guys and they won't break. And I'm hoping that he tries to push the pace and come forward on me. I like that, and that's what I want.
Would you say that this is your, I'm not saying in both sports, but in boxing, is this your toughest opponent?
I think looking at his record, it definitely is on paper in boxing. But like I said at the press conference, I'm experienced in combat and I can fight. So there's no pressure that he's going to bring on the night that's going to put me off in any way. I'm used to the big lights, I'm used to the production, and now I'm used to the time in the ring.
Okay, so are you going to make a prediction for this fight?
My prediction is that I'm going to win. I don't know how, I don't know what round, but I'll definitely win.
And then lastly, just a message to the fans and whatnot, and then lastly a message for Brandon right at the end.
Cool. To all my fans, supporters, sponsors, thank you very much for everything that you guys do for me, for all the support and the backing, and I hope you guys come through on May 10th and watch them support the fight. To Brandon, my opponent, I don't know much about you. I've watched a few of your fights stylistically, studied a bit of the video footage that we have. I'm looking forward to the experience, and I'm looking forward to stepping in there and testing myself against an opponent like yourself.